Okay, I'm going to present my screen. So on It's Learning Today for math, you have this section here that says graph practice, picture of graph, 2 rounds extra math, IXL stars, and math review. You also have this section here that says data for graphing. So what you're going to do today is you would click on the data for graphing, and it's going to give you numbers on, this is all the 4th graders that answered this question, what kind of candy they like. Okay, so 5 out of all 4th graders said they don't like candy. 18 said they prefer chocolate. 3 said peanut butter candies. 13 said sour candies, and 4 said hard candies. So with that information, you're going to be doing something actually really cool. There's this thing called graph practice. That's the first thing on your list. You're going to click on that. And what it does, it brings up an area for you to start a graph. So you're going to hit start a new graph. Click OK. You're going to pick bar graph. And then you're going to click vertical, shape rectangle. Like, you can design different things here. If you can see, I want you to do a bar graph and I want you to do a vertical graph today. But you can change the background color, the grid color, all those kind of things. I'll let you do that. That's fine. And then you're going to hit design. That's that. Data, you're going to enter in your information and things like that. So you're going to add your graph title. It would be something like candy or candy kids like, or something like that. Your x-axis, that's the one going across, would be types of candy. Your y-axis, that's the one going up and down, because remember, we're creating a bar graph, so it's going to look very specific, and I'm going to show you what it looks like here in a moment. On the y-axis, you are going to have number of kids or something like that. And then you're going to write the items down, those kind of things. This actually looks a little different than what we were doing. Who was that? If you're going to, just don't, please. So you have your labels, you can pick your font, all those kind of things, and then you'd hit preview, and it will create your graph for you. So if you notice, I didn't enter in any data, but I had a title, candy kids like, types of candy, number of kids. So if I go back to my data and I type in, I'm just doing different ones. So you're doing what the data says on your Google Doc. I'm just going to type in Sour Patch Kids. Let's say 20 kids liked Sour Patch Kids, and then I have Reese's, which you do not have those options. So if I see this, that means you weren't doing what you should have been doing. Say only 5 kids like Reese's. If I click on this, data, let's see, click update. When I preview it, it shows me the different types of candies, those kind of things. So you're creating a bar graph with the candy information right here. As you do that, when you finish, you're going to hit picture of graph assignment. This here is where you're going to turn it in. So it says, after filling out your graph, please send me a picture. So what you're going to do, when you finish making your graph, you're going to screenshot your graph and you're going to turn it in for us, okay? So if I look at this student here, Cora, she did one. We don't know who Cora is. She's from a different school. She took a quick video of her with her graph. She drew hers. Let's see. Cora didn't necessarily do what she was supposed to do, so let's see if we have another student turn it in yet. Probably not, because she did her work early without watching the meet with Mrs. Ferson, so she actually did not do her work right. But you're going to screenshot it and send it in. When you finish your graph, what you're doing is you have 2 rounds extra math, and then you have 15 minutes of the eyes and math, which is graphing, and then you have a math review. So today's really simple. What's going to take you the longest is clicking on this graph practice and practicing for a bit of time what that graph will look like. So you'll remember, do a bar graph, vertical, and then you can change different colors, the fonts, all those things to represent your information, okay? So I am hearing lots of questions, I'm assuming, or raised hands. Okay, raised hands, I can't see everyone raising their hand at one time. So what I really need from you is if you are trying to ask a question, you need to comment in the chat with a question mark instead, because the raised hands, to me, I hear it going off, but I'm not able to see everyone's face at the same time. So it's really confusing for me, okay? One question mark is all I need, okay? So I'm going to go to the chat and I'm going to look at what kind of questions we have about this today, okay? So, and if you comment more than once, I'm not calling on you. You just need one question mark. Carter Arp, what's your question, buddy?
So, on the graph, do you know how you clicked, like, the practice graph? And afterwards, when you press picture of graph assignments, didn't we do that when we were in school?
No, we haven't done anything with graphs yet.
Because
we haven't done anything with graphs yet. You have taken pictures of assignments and sent them in before, but you've never done anything with graphs yet. So you have not done this assignment before.
I thought we did, because last time I tried to screenshot and it won't let me screenshot because of it.
Okay, then you maybe need to record a short little video of you presenting it on your computer or something. You're going to have to figure out how to do that and mess around with it, okay? But we've not done this assignment before. Yes, you've had to screenshot things before probably and turn them in. So you'll have to mess with it and see how it goes, okay?
Okay.
If all else fails, Carter, what you can do, if you have a parent home that's connected to my dojo or anything, have them later on just keep that tab up and say, hey, I couldn't send this in. Can you take a picture of my screen and text it to Mrs. Cox on Class Dojo, and I can accept it that way too, okay?
Okay.
Because I've had some friends do that. Okay, now, Aiden, Ash, you have a question. Are you trying
to... It's not about math, but when I was watching Pocahontas, I can't find the part where she was captured.
So that may be something different than the real life Pocahontas, huh? Yeah. If she's being captured, that's in the movie. I think it's towards the end. Oh. When you guys were watching Pocahontas, Mrs. Ferson and I were planning things, so I didn't really watch Pocahontas with you. So I can't tell you. It's been a very long time since I've actually watched Pocahontas. Okay? So I can't tell you exactly where. Okay. Let's see who else has a question. Maria, you have a question.
How you check the picture of the math one?
Okay. How to take a picture of the math one. I do not have a Chromebook, so let me Google it real quick for us, okay? Let me take a moment and Google real quick.
I don't have a screenshot.
No, hold on. Okay. So what it says for you to do is... Okay, I found a video that we're going to watch together, okay? So I'm going to go back to screen sharing because I want everyone to be able to see how to do it in case they don't know how to do it, okay? So there's a 1-minute video here that we're going to watch on how to take a screenshot on a Chromebook because you guys have Chromebooks, okay?
Grammarly helps make your writing clear and concise, no matter where you are.
Okay. Okay, they just showed us how. So I'm going to talk to you about it. Let's rewind it. So on your keyboard, for you to take a screenshot of your computer, you need to hold the control button down and the switch window button, which is right here. It's that box with the 3 lines next to it. Okay, so you need to hold those down at the exact same time, and it'll take a picture of your computer screen. Okay, that's how you'll screenshot it, and then you'll send it in. Okay, so control and switch the window or whatever. So I'm going to actually do a snipping tool on this real quick because mine is different than yours. So I'm going to screenshot this way. So then, and I'll load that picture into It's Learning as well, okay? So then you guys can remember that. So I'm going to type in Chrome. And I'll upload that here in a minute, and then that will be a picture that you can use for reference, okay? Now, I am going to, Eric, you have a question.
Do we need our math books today?
Check the chat at the very beginning, please. Quinn, You have a question.
Maria just answered it.
Okay, awesome. Area question.
What if you forget like how many people chose what and what the candy's options were?
The data is on It's Learning for you to click so you can go back and forth between your tabs.
It doesn't show it on the top.
Yes, it does. If I scroll up here to the top, Miss Almond, Amanda, long-term sub Almond said, you do not need your math book.
Oh, but
at 10:32. At 10:32. So you do not need your math book, okay? Now, I'm at Landon. You got a question? Landon?
Okay. Never mind.
Okay. Carter Townsend, you have a question?
I need to go to the restroom really bad.
You need to wait till the end of our math lesson, which will be done here in a minute or two, okay? Bella.
Sorry, the thing wasn't unmuting. Maria answered the question.
Okay.
I had the same question as Maria.
Jaylee Smiley, you got a question?
Whenever I try to send the screenshot in, it doesn't let me. It just has a video thing instead of a picture.
Okay.
Upload it.
If you're home with mom or what, try to mess with it today, okay? If you're home with someone that's connected to Class Dojo, have them take a picture of it and send it to me on Class Dojo, okay?
Okay.
Let's see, Axel.
I don't get how to do like the bar graph thing.
Okay, I can show one more time again, okay? And then that's the end of our math lesson, okay?
I don't either.
So pay attention. I'm going to present my screen again. So then I can show you where the data and everything else is too, okay? So I'm on It's Learning. For me to find my data for my candy bars, I'm going to click on Data for Graphing, and it's going to have all my information right there. I can go back and forth between my tabs for that, okay? The other tab I need to pull up is Graph Practice. On Graph Practice, I'm going to click Start a New Graph. I'm going to click on Bar Graph. Now, this is all being recorded right now, too, so if you forget how, you can always go back and rewatch the math video step by step. On Bar Graph, make sure it's on Vertical Design, Rectangle, and then you can change the color if you want the grid color, all that stuff. Okay? When you finish designing that part, you're going to go to data. Graph title, you're going to type in candy students like or something like that. You're going to give your graph a title. So I'm going to just label it candy for right now to keep it short. The x-axis, that's the line on the bottom of your graph that usually is always the option. So types of candy. The y-axis, that's the one going up and down. That is number of students. Okay. Then in this section here where it says item label and value, you're going to use your data. You're going to write no candy for one. And then you're going to look at how many kids. It said 5. So you would write 5 kids like no candy. The second one, chocolate. So you would, on the next one, you'd type in chocolate. And I believe there were 18, yes? You go back, you type in 18 kids. The next one, I think, peanut butter in 3. So I would write peanut butter. And then I would type in 3. Okay, so you're going back and forth entering in your data. Then you're going to hit update on the bottom. You can pick the color you want your bars to be. I'm going to pick pink. Okay, so I'm going to hit update. I'm going to go to my labels. I'm going to pick a different font just because I want you to see some different options. Font size, I'm going to do 22. Font color, we'll do red. I'm just being creative right now. Then you're going to hit preview and you can see your bar graph. So I had a blue background, pink bars, my words are in red.
You're not presenting.
Oh.
You are not presenting. Art started presenting, so it messed up the entire screen. No,
just mute, please, buddy, so I can go back to what we're doing. Okay, so I need to go through the whole process again. Okay.
Yeah.
So I was on data. I entered in my data, right? Then I went to labels. I picked my font. I picked how big it was. I'm going to change my color to white or a light color. Then I'm going to hit update down here. And then I can go to preview. When I hit preview, it's going to have my whole graph of what I created here. It's going to have my titles of my title, my x-axis label, and my y-axis label. It's going to have my data information and the number of kids, and I got to decorate it however I wanted. I can click print or save as well, but that's too hard for you guys. I'm just going to have you screenshot your graph and then send it to me, okay? If you, for whatever reason, a parent doesn't, or you are having issues screenshotting it, and let's say your parent's at work, just wait to turn it in till they get home. Pull up the tab and say, hey, can you take a picture of this and send it to Mrs. Cox for my Mac today? And that shouldn't be an issue. Say that your computer wouldn't allow you to screenshot and Mrs. Cox knows about it. I let her know already on It's Learning. So if you're having issues on It's Learning, send me a message saying, hey, I'm having issues screenshotting. I'll send you a picture later. So then I know. Okay? Now, did that clear up information for my friends that were missing? Someone is unmuted that needs to mute, please. No one should be unmuted. Now, Max, do you have a question?
Yeah. Is it because I couldn't see how you wrote the numbers so they can appear?
Okay. If I go to my data here, am I still screen sharing? Okay. If I go to my data here, buddy, this here where it says item label and value, item label, I'm going to write the types of candy I have. The value is the number. So when I enter that in, I'm going to hit update and then I can see it in preview and it shows me my information. Okay, Max?
Oh, okay, thanks.
Yep. If you're good to go, see you later.
Bye.
Bye.